What up, everybody? It's your boy Asian, and we're back. A couple hours. I wanted to get this out last night, but I needed a little reaction, not to overreact. But Michigan, as we know, took on Oklahoma in Norman last night. In a game where, like I said before, I thought Michigan was probably going to lose this game, and that's what's going to happen. Michigan fans can hate me and say what they want, but I'm just a realistic fan, and I know football and I love football, and it just everything was stacked against them going into this game. One, traveling on the road into an SEC environment where it gets hostile. You have a true freshman quarterback on the road. We don't have elite talent at the receiver position. My best bet is try to run the football and slow the clock down. But Oklahoma's defense, like I said, was really, really good in there. It's a lot of recipes. Brent Venables is known for his defense. Like I said, he's won a couple of natties as a DC at Clemson before he took the head coach at Oklahoma. But with that being said, those things added up and showed true in this game a lot. And Oklahoma came out with the victory 24-13. 24-13. They ended the game 8 minutes and 27-second drive. 16 plays, 78 yards, and kicked the field goal to go up 11, which kind of sealed the deal for Michigan in that fourth quarter, and gave it a shot. I think the score initially should have been 24-16. Dominic Zaveda missed a key field goal at the end of the first half, 33-yard field goal that would have made it 7-3. Oklahoma ended up scoring to go up 14-zip going into half, and Michigan was shut out in the half for the first time since 2020 versus Wisconsin. So a lot of things were behind Michigan. Michigan kind of rallied in that third quarter, scored 13 points, but it just wasn't enough. Michigan gave a touchdown drive where they had Mateer sacked in the backfield. We had a corner come off the edge, and he just missed. Mateer scrambled, hit Isaac Satanga, and they ended up driving. Mateer had 2 rushing touchdowns. They unleashed him in the run game. Ben Arbuckle, his former offensive coordinator at Washington State, came over to Oklahoma with him, but they used Mateer in the right way. Like I said, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing. I think the defense did its thing. They kept Michigan in the game. Obviously, they gave him some plays to Mateer, which was hard. He's a good player. He's a good player. They got to pick off him as he do a pass high. T.J. Metcalf with the interception, but they stayed in the game. Penalties kept them in the game. Early in the game, had roughing the punter, had a holding call, but Michigan couldn't capitalize, kicking field goals, a couple field goals, missing opportunities to make field goals. So you missed yourself 3 points. There's a lot of things, like I said, but I'm not going to blame the defense. I think they held their own. Our secondary, Jair Hillman and Zeke Berry got burned a couple plays. Zeke even got hurt in this game. I don't know how serious that is. Offensively, we like to run the football. Justice Haynes had over 100 yards again, 19 carries, ran the ball 32 times. We do 24, but that's a little inflated because they forced Bryce had to throw the ball in that last drive. 32 carries, like I said. Justice Haynes with a 75-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. The thing, listen, everybody is going to be hard on Bryce and this team, but let's not get it twisted. How Oklahoma used Mateer, how they let him get off and used him in the run game, Michigan need to do that. They did a good job where they kind of got him on the move, scrambling to his right, and he made a couple big plays to McCulley. Made a good play to Channing Goodwin, scrambling to his right. He's a right-handed quarterback, and he's not always looking to run, but when he gets out and has some space, he's going to make a good decision because that's where you get comfortable. Receivers can do the run-around drill. But they needed to do some more design run plays for him, and it's clear that they're not giving him the full playbook, and it's clear. Like I said, I knew they were going to play conservative, but they played way too conservative, and I'm just going to damn well come on and say it. They played scared. They played scared. There was a run where you knew Michigan was playing scared when they ran the ball on 3rd and 6 inside their own territory, which is mean you're not calling the game to win the game. You have to take some chances. At this point, you're on the game, on the road. It's a tough environment. You got to let him make those. I don't know if they don't trust him enough, if they're scared. I don't know what decision, but it's clear that the playbook is not fully open here, and we kind of almost look like we were in the same offense last year when Davis Warren was playing quarterback. Let's be honest. And we know Bryce has way more talent than you've seen the flashes in the game. You see the flashes, but they did not let him do it enough. And then when he had to throw, they were forcing him to throw the ball. And like I said, also what hurt was Marlon Klein, his tight end last week, who had over 90 yards last week. Didn't know nothing about this coming into the week. He had his ankle taped heavily. He was dressed, and they said he was questionable player, but I knew he wasn't playing. That was Bryce's comfort blanket, and he didn't play. And that was our best tight end on the roster, so he did not play in the game. So that was a huge loss. El Hadi, he gets hurt, gets rolled up on, so I don't know how serious that is. But there's a lot of things that need to be answered. Like I said, they need to design and have a more run design for Bryce. I don't know why they won't let him use his legs. I don't know if it's a fight between Sharon and Chip. I don't know what's going on. But like I said, it's only game 2. There's a lot to be learned, and I think this is a great situation for Bryce and company to, in essence, go through the adversity. Him and Justice Haynes got into it on the sideline late in that first half. People were making a big deal. I'm not going to do that. That's Bryce trying to be vocal and show some leadership. And Justice Haynes is probably frustrated they're not on the board, but that's what you need to do as teammates and talk to each other and get everything together and get on the same page. So just a couple of those things, and just, like I said, it's only game 2. By game 3 or 4, I expect the offense to be more open and let him do his thing. And it's clear. We talked about it before coming into the season. The weak point of this team is receiver, and McCulley had 3 catches for 91. He even had a huge catch over the DB over on his helmet, but nobody else had more than 1 catch. So that just goes to show you. Bryce was 9 for 24 for 142 yards. So yes, he struggled. That's tough, but it's a true freshman. A lot of true freshmen will be able to go in there and do that. And just an example, Brent Venables was priming this up, and he did his thing, and he the offense got shut down. But like I said, you have to give the offense a little more shot to win, open it up more, and they're going to have to do that. And I hope to see that as the season goes on. So I'm going to try not to overreact, and I know a lot of Michigan fans are going to overreact. But what happened in this game is what I expected to happen as far as what the score would be. Michigan will lose this game just because of the situation and where we're at. Like I've said before coming to the season, even before the season started, this is the year before the year, and you could clearly see it. We're going to have to add explosiveness at the receiver position. It is what it is. You don't have an elite receiver right now, and you can see it. But Bryce can make some of these guys better if they let him open the playbook up and let him do his thing. Like I said, you have to get him on the run more, design some more run plays. Like I said, in this game, they should have told him, all right, we're struggling right now with the pass, but Oklahoma was crowding that line of scrimmage early in the game. They had the safeties were maybe 8 yards back at the best, and Michigan was throwing the predictable screens. Bryce got Justice Haynes killed on the screen pass. Oklahoma was not afraid Michigan was going to throw the ball on the field. They should have ran some RPOs, some faking the screen, some misdirection, something, but they didn't do that. So, like I said, I don't know what it is with this play calling with Chip Lindsey and Sharon Moore, but it's got to get better. You got to open it up, and you got to take some chances down the field. We don't want, like I said, don't want to look like 2024. And if you got to go through some growing pains with Bryce, he throws a pick, but he's learning from it. That's the good thing. Fortunately, the good news for Michigan. It's like I said, it's a tough loss. But like I said, I will give the defense credit. A lot of people do not like Wink Martindale, but I think he's done a tremendous job with his defense. And I think they get better and better and better. I don't think we have an elite first-round pick on defense, but we have some guys who can play. But like they said, they held their own. They stayed in the game. Getting up 24 points on the road, not bad. But Michigan was pretty much in the game to the end of the game. But Oklahoma did dominate the lines of scrimmage. So got to get better. Deion Burks, I'm a little concerned about the corners getting cooked a little bit. Deion Burks, he is from Michigan, by the way. He had over 100 yards and 7 catches. So we got to clean some of that stuff up. But the good news, like I said, fortunately for Michigan, is they come home next week and they play Central Michigan, who is a terrible football team. So hopefully we can see Michigan run it up and get some confidence, put some confidence in the Bryce, and put some confidence into the offense and throw the football more in this game, maybe a little bit. So I like what I see from Justice Haynes. I think Jordan Marshall needs to get the ball a little more as well. Let's kind of get him in there. But it's clear right now that they believe Justice Haynes is the workhorse in this offense. But like I say, open it up offense against Central Michigan next week, and then they have to go to Nebraska, which is a tough game. I think they can win that, but that would be a tough game. But let's take care of Central Michigan. And Sharon Moore will not be coaching these next 2 games. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm not as pissed off as everybody else is, but I understand the situation. I understand the moment. It has to be better. I think it will get better. It's a true freshman quarterback. Give him some time. I think, like I said, he'll look a lot different in game 3, 4, 5, and 6 at this moment. So let's get right against Central Michigan. Hey, I appreciate all the love and support from everybody. Hey, it's your boy Adrian. Drop a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at KeepingTheScore. Hey, it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out. Peace.